When the Saviours turn killers, what will the weak do? The night was quiet in the town of Glenridge, too quiet for a place with a hospital that boasted the lowest mortality rate in the region. But people were dying, just not in a way anyone could prove. At 2:46 a.m., under the pale blue glow of surgical lights, Dr. Vincent Mallory slipped off his blood-stained gloves and gave a curt nod. Beside him, Dr. Evelyn Cho, brilliant, stoic, and feared, zipped up a black medical bag filled with something that didn't belong to them. "Next?" she asked without emotion. Vincent glanced at the clipboard. "Male, 36 in for kidney stones." They weren't healers anymore. They were harvesters. Dr. Vincent and Dr. Evelyn worked at Glenridge Memorial Hospital, a clean, reputable institution on the surface. But beneath the walls, in the restricted West Wing, the part supposedly closed for maintenance, they ran a black market operation. Healthy patients scheduled for minor surgeries sometimes never woke up. The deaths were labeled as anesthetic complications. The grieving families, sent off with scripted condolences and cremation services, no autopsies allowed. What no one knew was that this wasn't about money. They weren't selling the organs, they were stockpiling them. In a hidden lab underneath the West Wing, a cryogenic chamber glowed a cold, unnatural green. Shelves upon shelves of preserved organs floated in eerie liquid-filled jars, labeled not just by type, but by energy readings. Yes, energy. Dr. Evelyn was a former DARPA biotechnologist, obsessed with a theory that human organs retained a trace of life energy. Soul current, she called it. Their goal wasn't cash, it was something far more dangerous, to resurrect someone. But who? Their next target seemed perfect. A family of 5 recently moved into Glenridge. The father, Michael Rourke, was recovering from a minor car accident and needed outpatient surgery for a fractured leg. His wife, Clara, booked the appointment, unaware it would be the beginning of a nightmare. What the doctors didn't know, what no one knew, was that the Rourkes were not ordinary people. Michael was ex-CIA with a history of black operations, now living in protective custody under a new identity. Clara, his wife, was a retired investigative journalist who specialized in medical conspiracy stories. Their kids? Let's just say they were trained to recognize danger in the most subtle of forms. Clara grew suspicious after noticing oddities in her husband's hospital paperwork, different anesthesia dosage, unnecessary blood tests, a strange hesitation in the nurse's voice when asked routine questions. That night, she accessed the hospital's back-end system using tools Michael still had stashed away from his former life. What she found was chilling. A list of patients marked HB+, a string of missing persons linked to past complications, a strange delivery manifest with initials EC and VM. She didn't sleep that night. Michael, limping but alert, placed cameras in his hospital room. The next day, at exactly 3:14 a.m., the door opened quietly. Dr. Vincent and Dr. Evelyn walked in, not with a surgical team, but alone, gloved, and carrying black duffel bags. The room was empty. Seconds later, boom. Smoke erupted, hidden alarms blared, lights cut off. And suddenly they were surrounded by the Rourke family. Michael had one arm in a cast, but a Glock in the other. "You picked the wrong body," he growled. While they waited for the FBI to arrive, Clara recorded everything. Under pressure, Evelyn cracked. She revealed that they had been harvesting organs to resurrect her son, who died 6 years ago in a military experiment gone wrong. The child's brain was preserved in stasis, and she believed only soul-rich organs could reboot his consciousness. Vincent was less emotionally driven. He saw their experiments as a gateway to immortality, transferable consciousness, harvesting bodies like batteries. In the hidden lab, the agents found 63 organs, all from missing patients, some of them children. The lab wasn't just an illegal operating room, it was a sanctuary of obsession. Notes, diagrams, even recordings of failed resurrection attempts. One tape showed a twitching hand sewn to a machine trying to write its name. The case broke national news. The Rourkes were placed under federal protection again, but not before Clara went live anonymously and leaked every detail of the operation. The hospital board was arrested for aiding in the cover-up. Dr. Evelyn Cho was sentenced to 5 consecutive life terms for murder, bioethical violations, and unlicensed experimentation. In court, she screamed, "He was alive! You stopped me too soon!" Dr. Vincent was handed over to an international tribunal. Rumors say other countries had warrants out for him involving missing refugees. But the real twist, as Evelyn was dragged from court, her last words were whispered, "The organ vault was just the first, others are still harvesting." Weeks later, Clara received a letter. No return address. Inside was a photo of her family, taken from across the street. On the back, one sentence was scrawled in red ink. "You saved one body, but how many souls are still missing?"